Hi, this is my very first podcast, and I am excited to um talk about really anything. This is gonna start to be like possibly maybe like a short episode because I don't really want it to be that long, but I kind of want to talk about what's kind of been going on with my school and stuff, like what I do and what's going on really. So I think at school it's been quite the um trip of that stuff, but I think that maybe like me and this girl, I'm not gonna say her name because for personal reasons. Um, Me and her kind of have like this beef, and it's possibly something that I may have to try to like get over because when I first met her, she was kind of normal and didn't really do much. But then the more we went on in the year, I had her for a while, and she kind of got on my nerves. She did all these things that like really ticked me off. This is my episode I'm gonna call Venting About School. And so the main thing is I want to talk about how you should never ever use violence or be mean as a way to like talk to someone in your way. The way I did things was I cussed her out and told her that she can do whatever she wants, but I was mad that she took the person I wanted to do for the school project, which was like to choose whoever you want, like a singer, all that kind of stuff for Hispanic Heritage Month. I wanted to do Bad Bunny because I was more into the Spanish music than I've known most of the classmates. I don't know if they like this kind of music or that kind of music. I wanted to do Bad Bunny real bad, but according to my teacher, I was supposed to send an email saying that I wanted to do this person, but instead I couldn't do this person because apparently I forgot to send the email and I couldn't do Bad Bunny and because it was taken by the person, which didn't really make me happy. It really like said that I am not following the directions that was told. I know that it said that I was supposed to like email the teacher that I'm gonna do this person and give the reason why. I thought that just being more vocal about it would get me to do this person, and I'm not saying people should do sides and do this and say you should have done that, you should have done this. What I did was I thought when I lashed out on her, I thought it was the right thing to do because I was standing by my own stuff and saying that I wanted to do this, I wanted to do that. There are times where lashing out on someone in the middle of class is kind of not ideal or really what you should do. So when when I just like went up to her and I told her that I didn't like it, and I told her that I was more vocal about it, and then she makes the sarcastic comments saying, you should have emailed the teacher, you should have done that. And by now I did understand that I was supposed to do that, but I wanted to do Bad Bunny because I thought that since I was more into music that's in like South America, I thought Bad Bunny would have been a good person, and my teacher would have known that because she knows that I love Spanish music and it's something I enjoy doing and listening to. I make Spanish music, I listen to Spanish music, and I thought my teacher was gonna be on my side and go like, he does know a little more Spanish than just because you were born with like a family that spoke Spanish mainly. I just thought like that doing what I did was both good but also kind of bad because you should never ever lash out on someone, and just because you didn't get what you wanted doesn't give you the rights to be mean and tell her to shut up. But after all that, I went to talk to my counselor. I told her how I felt. I told her that I felt like the teacher would always ignore me and choose that specific student over any of the other students because that student would talk more than I would. But there are times when I do talk, but when I tried talking, my teacher literally shushed me, and I didn't feel appreciated about that because I felt like she was choosing to let that student talk more than I can, and it's pretty infuriating. But all in all, just to make this a little short podcast, or well, little whatever this is, I'm gonna call it a podcast. I would just say, if you're ever mad at anyone or anything, do not break it. Do not hurt someone. If you're gonna be mean, and if you have the urge to say something mean to the person, try to hold it in or try to say it in a way that makes you come off as like you are nice. Just this was something you wanted and you were mad that it didn't happen for you. It it happens and it's normal for people. It's pretty common for me because I did recently quit therapy because I always kept telling myself that I was fine. I didn't need a therapist, and it's it is what it is. All in all, just do not ever lash out on someone just because you didn't get what they wanted or what you wanted, because that means it's gonna affect you and your grades and possibly the relationship you have with your teacher. Like if you have a good relationship with your teacher and they like you and think you're a really good student with good potential, I think you should try to keep that role and don't let anyone let you down. Don't let anyone get in your way. You keep pushing through and you will get what you want, even if it's something that you feel like you had to get mad to someone about. So I'm gonna end it here, and I hope you enjoyed this little short rant. This podcast is mostly just gonna be me talking about like what happened on the week, what recently I talked about, and things that I think I want to update people on, and say that I did this, I did that, and I just think that for this part of my podcast, I just want to announce saying that I do not encourage like violence or any mean things. I just think that after what I did, I learned a lesson that lashing out on someone is not healthy. for you. It's it's like it's something you want to do, but also like you know that it's gonna affect your yourself and your mental health. Always remember that. Yes, I mean yes, family does come first and friends do, but also remember that y- your mental health is more important because if you keep hurting your mental health and knowing that it's gonna do something bad to you, it's it's always good to know that you have a friend, you have family, you have anyone that's gonna help you. And if you ever are in need, you can DM me on my Instagram, and you can text me or something. If this is a friend who I have my phone number, you can email me. I have that all on my Instagram. And also, I would like to announce that soon I am going to release my new album. I know like a few days ago I had, or like a few weeks ago, I released an album, but I'm working on a new album and I want you all to stream it. If you like it or not, that's fine. If you like it, thank you. If you supported me on Spotify and I don't know how to check um uh whatever it's called. I think yeah, Apple Music. I don't know how to check where to like look for like how many people listened to this, how many people streamed it, but what I want you to get from this was the main topic was supposed to just be like how I didn't really like a specific person, but I also realized that being mean is not going to get you really anywhere, but also if you think that's the right thing, just know that do not do it in the middle of class because then it will affect all things and it will possibly hurt your grades and hurt the person, even if this person like really ticks you off and you just don't really want to like them. But what I want the what I want you to get with is that never lash out on someone just because they did something you didn't like. Always remember to focus on your mental health and make sure you are okay. Therapy is good. There's all these places. I went to therapy and I always kept telling myself I'm fine. But I don't want you guys to be me because being me is both hard and kind of tiring. But all in all, I'm about to end this. What I want people to do is to learn that lashing out on someone is not a healthy way to deal with something. If you're having any struggles, go to a therapist or go to a friend, but just know, like, if you love to rant to your friends that about your problems and stuff, just know that they aren't really certified therapists. They are just your friends. They can give their opinions, but they can't officially say, like, they can't say anything that you should follow because they aren't certified. They're just there to just support you. They're there to listen to you. They can if they can't hear the side of the other person, like if you're struggling with anything where there's a person that you don't know and you can't hear the other side because that person doesn't want to talk to you, just know that your friends are not your therapist. They will be there to listen to you, but aren't certified to actually give you advice and have you listen to them. There are friends are just there to like they're here, they're there to sit by your side, give you love, and show that they love you, but cannot give you advice to, like, do anything. Go to therapy, go to someone other than a friend, like a parent that knows how to handle something. If you really are struggling with something, again, as I said multiple times, I highly suggest therapy, because even if you're in denial and you say you're fine, obviously there's something going on that shows that you are not fine, and you just keep going into denial and saying that you are okay, but you don't want to admit that what you did was something that was related to, like, having your mental health deteriorate, and you know that going to therapy will help, and it will always just, like, make you feel better, knowing that you're talking to someone that will listen, who will listen, but sometimes give suggestions. But they do listen, and they keep it confidential, like, because you don't want your parents to know. Even if your parents do get nosy and go like, "So what did you talk about? Come on, come on, let me hear it." Okay, they would not sound like that. Your parents may ask what you did talk about in therapy, but they are not there to, like, hear what you told the therapist, because that's confidential. But if it's something, like, really serious, obviously the therapist does have to tell the parents. If it's self-harm, the therapist does have to tell. But if it's just like, I have a crush on this person, and then I my parents don't understand what it's like, then your therapist will obviously not tell them, because it's something you choose to hide, but you need to talk to an adult that about that. There's counselors too, but also counselors are not certified therapists, but they are there to listen. They're kind of like what I said about the friends, where you they give you suggestions, but for friends, don't particularly follow that suggestion, because sometimes the suggestion is not good and won't help with anything. But when it's a counselor, they give you suggestions, and they obviously want you to kind of follow it. But mostly counselors are there for school, there for you to know where you want to go for college or any of that. But they are there to listen to what's going on, like, even outside of your life, even if it's not school related, and you really want to tell someone about it, and you just can't tell a friend or either your own therapist. Just know that a counselor will be there, but they are not going to, like, officially, like, give you, and they're gonna get okay. They are gonna give you advice, and they sometimes do want you to follow that advice, but it depends on the advice that they give you and what they say. So, all to finally sum this up, and to end this blabbing of my voice, I want everyone who's out there and struggling, I want those people to know that I've been there. I've been in the suicidal part. I've been in the, like, depression side. I always go to school with a smile, but deep down, I do struggle, and I have my problems. People have their problems. I have mine. I'm not gonna dump all my problems onto a friend who is not really certified to give me good advice and, like, have me follow it. But whoever has been in a struggling environment, please know that there's more people in the world that are like you, that want that are like you and struggling too. But just know that some of them persevered and went on with their day, trying to not let that trauma get to them, because people want to have good lives. People want to live happily, but some people know that our the real world is not like a Disney kind of story or movie. Our the human world is not isn't isn't a fairy tale that you want to live. It's more something that you see in movies, like you want a Prince Charming, but in reality you're not going to get that. You see it in a movie, a drama movie, that they got all this luxury, all this, like the man something, but in reality that's not what humans are made of. We are not people that are going to be like all this joy, joy, joy stuff. We have feelings, sadness, joy. Literally, literally, half of our lives are mostly just the Inside Out movie. But now I'm going to finally wrap this up. I'm going to say to whoever is struggling, just know that you have loved ones, and we will. Some people can help you. Your friends can help you, but not like tell you to do this. You can get a counselor. They'll tell you to do something, but like you don't really have to do this. And then you have a therapist who will give you really good suggestions, but there are times where you will be in denial. But again, you're not alone. If anyone needs to talk to me personally, you can go to my Instagram at ej.donahue1213, and go listen to my music on Spotify or Apple Music, or really anywhere. Called the user is Ethan Jazzy, and I want you all to have a good enjoy what you have right now. Have a good day, and just know you have loved ones. Ooh, I have loved ones. We are all a community, and we all want to just enjoy life as it is, and know that we aren't living a Disney World life. So that is all I'm gonna blab about today. This was my little podcast called Blab Plus No Reason. I'm your host, Ethan Donahue.